Greetings, humans! I am Spore from Henge, and you are watching TotalNtertainment. Cloning, darling, yes, the body you see before you, this is just a clone, and you might have noticed this thing up here. Well, this is me, I'm in there. So, this is my memories, my essence, my being, they're contained in there. And I've got a little computer in there that's all integrating it. And the body, I just replaced that. I mean, I've sort of settled on this one, kind of. You know, I like the look of 36-year-old, you know, just think it's, you know, I wouldn't want to be too much younger, you know. But thanks for, you know, thank you for the compliment. It's very similar to, it's based on my own physical body that I was born with on Agricola, and we've cloned it, made a few tweaks, you know. And it's not perfect. Because, you know, I've resisted it's authenticity that counts, you know, and I resisted the temptation to over-perfect it. Cosmic dross is a wonderful type of music. It's from another planet, from my home planet, Agricola, in Cosmos Redshift 7. Cosmic dross is a traditional ceremonial music, and it also helped to bring about the Agricolan Second Age of Enlightenment, during which period we put an end to war, and we managed to find a way to live in space together in unity. Well, it's exactly as you might imagine. You know, intergalactic meaning different galaxies. The most bangingest tunes from the Milky Way, and most bangingest tunes from like some of the other ones, and you get all the best bits, and you're just like that. Totally ace. Why do we need it? Why do you need anything? Why do you need to breathe? Why does life exist? Why should we bother? Why should we bother with anything? I think it's because it's flippin' brilliant fun. And if we have enough fun together, perhaps we can improve ourselves also. And perhaps we can sweeten up all this lovely life that we've got. And help to enjoy each other's company and live together without fighting, but instead caring, loving, learning, raving, all the very nice things with ing on the end. Have we got a long time? Okay, so the first bandmate that I met was Nom. He is a creature, amphibious creature from the Sirius star system. Very wise fella. And, when I say fella, he's a hermaphrodite, so take it loosely. But yes, we got together on his planet Xylanthia. I shared some of his psychedelic plasma that he has. He fell into a trance. I showed him Cosmic dross. He's a wonderful, charismatic membranophone player, and he added his amphibious rhythms to that mixture. And he was in Sport Bother actually on that planet, so we'd bonded, you know, we'd really bonded. So I invited him aboard my ship, and we've been traveling together ever since. So after that, we were very close to your own solar system here. And we thought we'd check it out a little bit of an unfashionable part of the Milky Way galaxy. Just thought, hey, I'll have a little look over there, see if there's anything going on, you know, any planets, any exoplanets that might be in the Goldilocks zone. And actually, we were very fortunate. We found the planet you know as Venus. And we found there was already life. Very strange creatures, quite barbaric. A little bit like humans have been in the past. And we found some Venusians there, and it was a terrible situation on Venus. The planet had experienced a runaway greenhouse effect. And the atmosphere was going really, really poo-poo. Honestly, terribly poo-poo. So we found a Venusian specimen, which we managed to save just on the point, the apocalypse, known as the Great Venusian Apocalypse. And we found this creature to be particularly responsive to bass frequencies. Perhaps it's something in the violent nature of those creatures. So this, we call him Brother Goo. We attempted to rehabilitate him through the therapeutic effects of bass frequencies, and also through the medicinal qualities of psilocybin. So now you have a drummer and a bass player. Of course, I was there all along doing my cosmic dross. So this further developed this ever-evolving mutation of cosmic dross that you'll hear if you listen to Henge. But then, of course, we're here on planet Earth now, and we do have a human being in the band. Yeah. His name is Grok, and he very prolific, lucid dreamer. And due to these tremendous talents of his, we were able to make contact through the astral realm. Don't know if you've heard of the astral realm. Lovely place. Nice for a holiday. But yes, also useful for making connections there from different time in space times. And so he was able to actually, very fortunately for us, he was able to guide us to a safe landing here on your very dangerous militarized planet. And we landed in a lovely stone circle, excellent landmark from above. And he guided us to a safe landing, and that's when we finally met in the flesh, so to speak, our the member of our band, and that from thenceforth we became known as Henge. I think, well, we have been experimenting on human beings here. We have, our experiments consist of, we would transmit cosmic dross to a group of human specimens, and we gauged the reactions of cosmic dross on the nervous system of the human beings, and we got some pretty interesting results. We've seen the proliferation of joy among humans. There's outward signs of ecstasy, an increase in the tactile nature of the interhuman relations, and yes, a general atmosphere of glee, which has, well, we think it's these successful experiments have shown that cosmic dross can be a useful force on planet Earth. So have we may have visited a few lovely attractions, actually. We went to Henge in Wigan. Very curious place. I don't quite understand the spiritual significance of it, but we had a lot of fun down there. We ate pies for the first time. Terrible, got terrible indigestion. Terrible indigestion. So it has put us off somewhat visiting some of the other attractions, but I believe York has a very good mincer. Is this right? So we hope to visit that while we're here, but we are going to leave while it's still dark. So hopefully is it illuminated?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, we shall have a look at that. And yes, there are some lovely Neolithic structures as well. which we could visit. I mean, this is not my first time on planet Earth. You know, I've during the reign of SETI too. We popped down here, and I said a few hellos to the Pharaoh, and he was very kind, and he actually was very interested in what we do, you know. And they carved some lovely hieroglyphs of our spaceship. You can check they are documented. You can check those out. And while I was doing that, Nom went off, visited the Dogon, and told them all about Sirius. He's pretty obsessed with being from Sirius. But yeah, it was. We had a lovely time there. Egypt's not the same these days, not the same. But still lovely. It's nice to see the pyramids are still there. Put it that way. I would say that the resources that are dedicated to making weapons of war are a terrible waste. They won't save your species. So you should probably use some of those resources, exploring space, setting up colonies on Mars, for example. You can have a base on the moon. Not a bad idea. I'm not the first one to put that forward. And yes, the threats to humanity are extremely great, extremely real, not just from weapons, from the climate, your finite resources, asteroids, threats from space, disease. There's quite a lot of, if you add it all up, you're gonna have to go to space, darling. I will take a human specimen. I believe that we have agreed that Grok will stay with us after we finish our mission here on Earth. Our mission being, obviously, as stated, that we need to encourage humans to leave the planet, to start colonies elsewhere when we feel like that's done, or if all hope is lost and they've unfortunately gone the way of the Venusians and resigned themselves to mass extinction, then yes, we'll leave. And I think the last time I spoke to him, Grok was happy to come with us, and we can make merry with some other species, in some other civilization elsewhere in the galaxy. Well, aside from the aforementioned Grok, who is a fine musician, there are some, if they were willing to come, you know, at least I will take the listening discs and the means of playing it. I like Paddy Steer. Don't know if you've heard of that fella. Dead good chap. There's music from the Evil Usses. Despite the name sounding like they're the villains, they're very much a joyful act. They're probably my two favourites of recent times. And the Bjork is quite good. If she's up for coming along. Well, no, we don't know the future. You know, we're space travellers, but we have not come from the future. We can show an example, perhaps, of two potential scenarios. The first potential scenario is my people, the Agricolans. Now, my planet is no longer in existence. The sun, as it expanded, the dying star consumed the planet. It's gone. It's gone. But you see me here. I'm here before you, and my people, the Agricolans. We have colonies on ARP 148. Lovely, peaceful colonies, and art and creativity is treasured. The breeding selection is based upon social consciousness. And so as a result, you have a functioning society. There's no need for things you have here, such as money and policing. There's a self-governing scenario there, and that's a wonderful thing. The other scenario is the Venusians and the fate that befell them. They used up their resources. They couldn't get the space program together. I mean, they could have come here. It's the next rock on. There's nothing happening. Humans hadn't evolved at that point. And, yeah, they could have done that. And they had technology as well. But they were greedy. And they destroyed their planet and themselves in the process. So, human beings, you have both of those possibilities in your future. And I hope you choose the one which will save you from mass extinction.